And we're back for the final game of the evening between Team Nova Scotia and Team British Columbia. This is game 2 of the men's division. We saw the first one earlier this evening. First time I've seen anybody BC team in my time in floorball, so I'm looking forward to what they got.
Look good in warm-up, look good in practice this morning. Zach Bennett on the team as part of our national team.
And there we go. Sarah, could you hear him talking? Okay. Someone messaged me saying he cut out, but this BC team looking pretty quick off the hop here. Their captain Strohs with the ball behind the Nova Scotia net. Backed into the boards there. Prudick in the corner. Strohs leaves it for Seidelman. Back to Strohs, Seidelman again. Thrown into the middle, but all the way through.
Now Nova Scotia looking to come out. They're a young team. A lot of up-and-coming players.
One of the Lee brothers slowing things down for the younger squad here. Up the far side. Piszczek in the corner. Back to Piszczek. BC playing what looks like a very structured but quick game. Mata with it. Tried the breakout, but broken up by Nova Scotia, but it's turned over. First shot of the game, first save. Nova Scotia trying to corral it here, but the BC pressure is quite immense. Hughes in the corner. Surprised he's not wearing number 43. Finally slowed down by Nova Scotia. Bailey. Over to Robichaud, who's been playing in FLO recently. BC right up on top of the young Nova Scotian squad. We have our first whistle. Free hit for Nova Scotia, going to be taken by Wolf, Bailey Wolf. We got 2 Wolfs and 2 Lees. Robichaud cuts off the encounter from Shakir. Vozinek throws it in the middle, but it's picked up. Oh. 2 BC players made a sandwich with themselves. Now we have Wilkinson with it. We got our first whistle over the top.
So let's take a look at the goaltenders for Nova Scotia in net. Ryan McCauley. And down at the other end in goal for Team BC, Roman Manchanek, who's actually from Ontario, but filling in for BC as the Ontario team had too many goalies, and Roman's been playing, as you mentioned, in the Floorball League of Ontario, so good opportunity for him to get some playing time in this weekend, helping out the BC team.
I also wonder if he agreed to do it thinking he was going to get a lot of shots, and might not turn out that way.
Nova Scotia looking to slow the game down. Tyler Lee.
Strohs, the captain for BC, picks his pocket, but picked up by the goalie. McCauley. This Nova Scotian team filled with Mix and Max. Definitely New Scotland. Strohs into the corner. Oh, and that ball ends up in the Nova Scotia bench. And they get a free hit out of that.
Nova Scotia again wearing their home whites with the blue trim and black numbers, and BC wearing the green with the blue mountains coming out. Very appropriate.
Very appropriate
for a team from the West Coast.
West Coast.
And you had mentioned before we came on air, they've got the BC flag up behind their bench.
For those of you new to floorball, this is a very common trend when traveling abroad, is you bring your nation. Oh, and Nova Scotia gets on the board early.
Ethan Wolf.
Ethan Wolf
comes out of the corner and puts the backhand in. Kind of a surprising play.
rolled off Roman's arm and out to him, and he buried while the goalie was down.
And the Nova Scotia women's team just came up into the stands here, so they got to cheer for a goal scored.
In this East Coast-West Coast battle, East strikes first after an immense amount of pressure from the Western team. That ball thrown on net. Macaulay stops it. Immediately turned back, though, by the BC squad. They're in the corner now. Robichaud battling hard. Challenged by multiple BC players. Robichaud again. Pressured by number 26.
Zach Bennett.
Zach Bennett. One of the easier names on this squad. Robichaud again. To Bailey. He's double teamed. Manages to come out with it, though. Very impressed with this younger Nova Scotian squad.
And we should point out they're missing two of their top players, Alex Field and Ryan Tam, not in the game today. They're playing in a hockey championship out east, but they'll be here tomorrow for the rest of the weekend. Have an opportunity to see them in Iceland with Team Canada, and they did a great job there on the development team.
That looked like a fun tournament.
Except, you know, the threat of the volcano exploding all the time. Once we got past that and we just focused on floorball, it was a good time.
Yeah. But as I was saying before the goal interrupted us there, the flag traveling with your country or your province or your nation is a very big floorball thing, and it's often draped over a change room. Another double team from the BC squad. Shagir comes away with it. Another shot on net, rebound. But the BC squad manages to take it out. But
Ethan Lee there with the shot on goal, but if he tries to one-time it, maybe he gets it before Roman gets across and is able to square up and make the save.
So for only the second or third time today, we see an actual wall in front of a free hit here. Nova Scotia, let's see what they do with it. The BC squad handled that almost perfectly. Voisinek with the steal. Trying to find Krockmall on the far side. Almost a lumberjack coming through the middle there with Jan Skoda. This BC pressure does not stop. Shagir.
But so far, Nova Scotia's been able to handle it. You see there, that was Tyler Lee, just kind of very confident, hung on to the ball, came up with it.
Bouncing ball seems to be the biggest issue for BC right now. Lee again, stopping that play. Seidelman threw it over to Ulrich, and Lee with it again. Still some unreal control from the youngster against two very large men.
Free hit for Nova Scotia in the corner.
Being taken by Lightning McQueen.
Over to Ty Shreve.
Jan Prudik in the corner with Strolls. They come out with the ball, taking advantage of their size. Quick tap back. Ball gets through, but even the goaltender. Strolls with it. Seems to like living behind the net there. Bullhart.
Nice play there by Riley Curry to block the pass, but almost knocked him over, spun him around there.
And in case you're curious, yes, there's a lot of siblings between the two teams, which makes sense considering the distance traveled by actually both squads. We have a BC's first free hit. Let's see how they set this up. Quick shot and a save by Eileen Lamb in the crowd there. Robichaud taking it out of the corner here. He's got a Lee brother. And I think two Wolves actually available to him here. Back to Robichaud. That's loose. Oh, we have a jump. So another free hit for BC. Gizek and Wilkinson. Lee again. Truly the backbone of this Nova Scotian team so far. Oh, left all alone. Big save, 2 big saves on Seidelman by the young Macaulay.
Hughes got his own rebound there. Macaulay able to stone him twice.
Good pass out in front by Team Nova Scotia. Good communication from the ref here as Bennett and Lee go into the corner, wall, sorry. BC needs a change. Nova Scotia is going to take advantage of this too. BC still with this high pressure.
But Lee just so calm with the ball there.
Yeah.
Spins away. Doesn't see an opening, so walks it back.
Crockmall not giving him any space. Neither is Wilkinson. Oh, we have a collision. Oh, good defense by Nova Scotia to stop that potential threat. Controlled by Gabert and thrown out in front by Crockmall to Wilkinson. Wilkinson comes up with the ball on the far wall looking for Crockmall, but he can't seem to get it through. Vozinek now. Wilkinson into the feet. Oh, it's loose. McNeil incredibly calm in the face of, or Macaulay, sorry, in the face of that BC onslaught. Wilkinson again. Plays it back to his D. Wilkinson still on the floor, trying to create some offense. Prudick. Oh.
Going down hard there, Tyler Lee. Pops back up. A free hit for Nova Scotia. $5:50 to go here in the first period. Not a lot of whistles.
And with time for us to finish this game, it looks like, which is great. Lee. Far wall. Oh, bouncing ball gets away from McQueen.
Just a bad bounce as he was looking to break down the wing.
Great press in front to Strauss. Another save by Macaulay. Strauss is going to take this free hit with Seidelman. Long shot in from the point. Nova Scotia gets the bounce off the wall, but oh, they come away with it. Oh,
and we have our first penalty.
First penalty. Handball on Curry. Thank you, Frank.
You didn't hear that? That was the Super Mario music for player down.
BC gets their first power play. First power play of the tournament.
Riley Curry takes the penalty.
Handball was the call. BC starts with a simple tap in. Based on what I'm seeing here, they're definitely looking for the low bounce or a shot from across the way, getting the goalie moving. Oh, Robichaud hears it, but into his own bench. Mata's going to start us off here with, can't catch his second number there. And we have a free hit for Nova Scotia off a deflection. BC is going to send out their second power play unit.
A shot from Pishak was looking to go high on Macaulay. Everything else has been low, so.
Trying to change things up. We have an over the top on BC. Oh, another quick change here. Somebody had a certain job, he did it, and now we're relying on Prudick here to get us started. Over to Seidelman. He's got Strolls lurking in the corner with Ulrich in front. Behind the net with him right now. He goes back to Bullhart on defense.
Nice
Strolls
block
comes
by
out with
McQueen.
it. Oh, intercepted briefly. Strolls has 2 on him despite Nova Scotia being shorthanded. Over to Bullhart. That's blocked by Nova Scotia.
Tristan Bordes.
He's looking for Bullhart there, but a little too much. Bullhart. Back to Bullhart. Frudick. Strolls now.
Tyler Lee with the block there. Nova Scotia just a blocking machine. Can't block that one though.
I'm wondering if that hit Robichaud's stick. I could be wrong, but the face he made says that might have been an own goal.
Lucas Aldrich will get the goal for BC on the power play.
As we discussed, they worked it down low and got that all the way over pass.
But up until then, Nova Scotia had sacrificed the body. They were blocking shots all the time. So 1-1 with 3:55 to go here.
Again, I know I'm harping on the same horn here, but I'm loving the communication from these 2 referees. It's great to see. And it's great for the game here in Canada that we have these 2 refs who are working so well together, but communicating with the players and everyone involved. Shot on net was a little wide there by Kerrigan. It's down low with Ethan. Oh, and we have a break here. Shagir. Over for Wilkinson. He just wasn't as fast as Shagir. And he skies that one into the crowd. A little bit of a conversation going on with one of the Lee brothers and Wilkinson. Wonder what that was about. First any sort of, I don't even know if it's animosity, but the first interaction we've seen that's been between bench and players on the floor. Captain Matthew Smith on the amazing pronunciations on the PA there. And, oh, that one stays in. Check manages to win that ball. Swings it into the front, but Nova Scotia was there first. Mata loses it. Into the corner for Baker. He doesn't come out with it though, his check does. Lee, using his body, both for the ball and to block the lane. Nova Scotia turns that one away, Bullhart. Shot on net, saved by McCauley. Corralled by Wolf. He's on a break.
Great speed there.
Bullhart manages to keep up with him though. In between the legs. Oh, that pass stopped from the far side. Play on, says the ref. Lee. Being chased by Ulrich, the goal scorer. Nothing seems to deter this BC team from this constant forecheck. Strolls. Leading by example. One of the, what feels like 7 Lees starts the free hit.
Nice play as Ethan spun off there.
I'm glad you know which one is which, Stu. Oh, we've got a stick. BC taking advantage of the fast free hit. Just couldn't corral it. Strolls, an absolute unit down there, taking on Robichaud. Vozinek standing in front, almost in the crease. Big 2 saves by McCauley, considering the bodies in front of him. They get it out, but only so far. Over to Bullhart. Lee, using his body again, kicks it forward, but it's corralled by BC. Skolda puts it in front to Nova Scotia, sorry. They get a couple opportunities. Last minute of play here. He's got Shagir open on the far side, but he goes to Ulrich or Krochmal instead. He goes to Shagir. And we have a whistle for a stick contact, and it's a BC free hit in the corner. Shagir going to take advantage of Mata. Puts it back to Krochmal. Vezinek riding the line of just literally being as close as he can be. Lee to Riley. He's stopped by Mata. Shagir with the shot. Vizinek hard into the corner. Mata on net, misses. Krochmal trying to corral it. Thrown out in front, Riley just knifes it away. Shagir battling with Lee. Still battling with Lee. Riley's got it with 7 seconds left. What are we going to do here, boys? And Lee is going to just end this, I think. And he sends it down. And with that, we end the first period of the final game of the evening.
BC with some late pressure there. 1-1 after the first. One of the closest games we've seen after one period of play.
I also think it's, despite not being evenly paced with how BC's pressuring, both teams are succeeding in their strategy.
British Columbia 12 shots on goal, Nova Scotia 7, and British Columbia's power play goal there, so they're 1 for 1 on the power play.
And we're back. If you didn't catch that at the very end there, that was Vader's theme. So kind of an imposing second period coming up, I think.
Well, let's hope it's as good as it was in the first. 1-1. We got to get the face-off right, though.
Oh, nope. Officially White's ball.
That's a good way to start if you're Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
Possession.
I haven't seen that. I've seen that before, but it's been a long time since I've seen a false start result in the free hit. Strolls with the heavy pressure off the start, though. No surprise. Roman into the corner with Frudick. He looks for Strolls. He finds Ulrich.
Queen couldn't get by there.
Again,
play by Prudek. Able
really
to squeeze him off the inside.
side. BC seems to be trying to find Ulrich at all costs here. Wherever he is, the ball seems to find its way over to him. Seidelman, Bullhart. This is the Thyssen that scored the power play goal. So not a bad idea to start them off.
And they're getting a quick change here, trying to get this Nova Scotia line tired out.
That's Hughes again out there. An absolute unit of a man. Nova Scotia taking the change, but also allowing BC to change. I think that's something both teams will need to work on for tomorrow, is taking advantage of. Not being taken advantage of, and taking advantage of those gaps. Lee puts it into the corner. Dischek is beaten by Wolf.
Not that I like that style, but Nova Scotia could dominate, I think, here if they play that chip and chase.
Yeah.
They definitely have the younger legs.
The younger legs and the energy to go with it.
Yeah. I hate the way when the game's played like that, though. I'd like to see the skill of the passing that Nova Scotia can also do.
Dischek to Mata, covered up by McCulley. Trying to spring his partner there. Nova Scotia running into each other here. Back to Mata. He fires it up and it ends up out into the bench. Again, Nova Scotia moving a little slow here on their opportunities. Lee, Robichuk.
There's a nice
Grab
save.
by Roman. Oh, we have a head contact. Free hit for Vancouver.
That was one of the changes in the rules.
Very recently.
It used to be an automatic penalty. Now it has to be a directed play
Yes.
with the head.
And that kind of just landed on him.
Yeah. Well, he was running away the other way and the ball hit him in the head.
Yeah. I don't think he could do that again if he tried.
Yeah.
Good defense from the BC squad, Vizenek. Oh, and it ends up in the back of the net out of the corner. Number 2 from Nova Scotia. Bordages.
Gabriel.
Gabriel.
Another brother combo. You got to be careful there. Oh, and the Nova Scotia goal song. A little heave away. So 2-1 Nova Scotia here. 12:42 to go in the second period. Both goals for Nova Scotia come off a counterattack.
A counterattack and BC thinking it's not what it was. Because both times the play seemed like it was going to go back the other way. Ulrich again in the way. Seidelman. Oh, and just like that, we are tied.
20 seconds later, BC answers back. That's how you do it.
This foursome of Strolls, Bullhart, Seidelman, Ulrich, and Prudek seem to be the magic sauce for BC, and they instantly change, trying to keep some momentum and fresh legs out there. I've never seen a more hockey change in floorball in my life. Riley in the middle, or Curry, sorry, Riley Curry. There's too many last names and first names. Dischek to Mata. He's got Bennett on his side, but he's being chased down by one of the Wolves. Oh, and we're going to have a free hit.
And a lot of boards moved.
Nova Scotia not afraid to use their body, considering the size difference. That's impressive in and of itself. On the whistle, they're told. All the way across. Doesn't connect. Hughes in the back. Bennett chasing down Lee. Lee bumped off the ball. brought out, but intercepted by BC into the middle. And that one skied through the imaginary uprights that exist here in Ryerson. Mitch, thank you. Appreciate the call. That's another 3 points for the New York Jets.
Could use a Buffalo Bills joke here, but I won't because there's probably too many around in this area that are Bills fans.
Well, there's a few kicking jobs that need to be replaced in the NFL this season. Vizenek trying to go through a body, just didn't work. Nova Scotia with that quick breakout, but it's stopped by BC. Lee over to Wolf, into the middle. Wolf again with the sweet hands. Kicked away by Vizenek, but it's still loose. Roman couldn't grab it. Wolf into the corner now. He's being covered by Skoda. Into the middle, and it broken up by Vizenek, but it ended up being Kalen Baker who puts it into the back of the net on the loose play. And we have our first stick to join the stick graveyard in Vizenek's twig.
Baker just in the right spot at the right time. Ball comes to you, a whole empty net, and he's able to bury it.
And almost prophetically, the fivesome we mentioned earlier of Strolls, Ulrich, Seidelman, Bolhart are out. And they instantly have another opportunity.
Nova Scotia hoping they can keep the lead for more than 20 seconds this time.
Loose ball in front from Ulrich. Seidelman can't grab it. Bolhart swings, misses. That's strike number one. He fires it over to Strolls, all the way down to Ulrich. Ulrich. Back to Prudick. Through everybody's feet. That was missed a few times. Lee in the corner by himself. Stroller is out front. Robichaud beats Prudick to it. Spits it ahead. But Caver comes out. Makes a brilliant save. And finds Prudick on the far side. We got some crazy action going here right now as the next line starts to come out with Hughes for Team BC. Stroll still powering his way through to the front. Almost gets to the middle. Bolhart has some time here as the rest of BC looks to change. Bennett on the far side looking, breaking. He's going to beat Robichaud to the corner, comes away with it. McCauley's a little lost. He finds Prudick, who's been out there for a while for BC, or by BC standards, so to speak. Gathered in by Wilkinson. Shot on net, that's wide, but Prudick is still there. Oh, and he knocks it out. And he's finally going to go get that change.
Wanted to stay on, they felt the pressure and felt he could contribute. Sometimes that is a good thing offensively, but then when you get a back check and you're tired,
yeah,
it can lead to bad things.
One of the Lees, oh, that was, it worked, but I don't know if that's a free, like a true free hit. Bit of an expert. Curry manages to body his way by Wilkinson. The physicality picking up here. Mata picked from behind. Jay Sani directing the game from the back here. Shot on net by Wilkinson. Save McCauley.
Punched it right back out in the slot.
Yeah, not the brightest rebound control there. Wilkinson with all sorts of pressure. Now Bennett. It's been a period and a half of this for the BC team, and they don't seem to be slowing down. Mata back. Fakes the Zizek, but he's going to swing him up himself. He's going to probably look to the far side here. Maybe not. Zizek. Fires it over to Mata. He puts it in. It's lost briefly. It's controlled now by Nova Scotia. Lee. I think he's going to need new shoes after this game. It's worth running so much. Oh, and we've got a Nova Scotia ball.
BC thought it was for them. They got to hustle to get back in position.
Nova Scotia still trying to pick up on how to capitalize on these moments. Shagir, oh, Lee, oh, we have a player down. Lee ran into Crockmall. I'm wondering if it's a knee.
Thought it was a knee, but he seems to be holding his arm.
Oh, it might be
A groin?
It might be the not fun area.
Trainer on site comes out, but I don't know if he'll be able to do a whole lot here. If it's the injury you and I think it is, Tom.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, he is stretching the knees.
I think it might be a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B. He ran into a bigger body than his.
But his feet did kind of slide, so
Yeah.
that's why I was with you on the knee. 7:59 to go here in the second period, 3-2 Nova Scotia.
Taking his time here, which is fine. And he's helped to his feet by his coach and the on-site trainer. Yeah, he's limping a little. That might be a leg.
Good to see him up and walking under his own power, though.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can see him back either tonight or during the rest of the tournament.
It's a big loss for Nova Scotia either
Yeah,
way.
just such a calming influence on the back end there.
Him and his brother have been big influencers on this, so. And now we'll get to see one of the better traditions in floorball. Oh, or not. Jay picks, loose in front. Grabbed by nobody. Ulrich, back to Bullhart. Rudick in the middle to Seidelman. Ulrich, sorry. Rudick. Oh, Seidelman got caught reaching. Bailed out by his goaltender, who sends it long for Strolls to Prudick. Strolls again, and a wide open net after the pick and pass from Prudick. And we've got ourselves a tie game.
Well, let's talk about where that play started. It was the throw down by the goaltender.
A goalie free hit, as I like to call them.
Exactly, and that got Nova Scotia on their heels, and they were able to capitalize right away. And like you mentioned, BC ties it up again. Nova Scotia just can't separate. They get the lead, but they can't get any further.
Yeah, and then it seems also, too, that it's that threesome is who they can't seem to, or fivesome, sorry. They're playing as a whole unit. Wilkinson.
Team Nova Scotia, third goal game, scored by Team Organizer, Team Captain, and Golden Gate Champion, Igor assisted by number 7, Jan Dudick.
Roman corrals that. Goes for another long pass. This time he finds Hughes. Hughes looking for Wilkinson, but he finds Bennett in the corner. Bennett down to Wilkinson. BC trying to use their size to cycle down here. Down to Bennett. Ball comes off the wall a little funny, though. Back to Piszczek. Down to Hughes. Over to Bennett. He throws that in front. Nobody was there, including Team Nova Scotia. Fischek puts it back in. It goes to the other Lee. He's got a bit of a time and space here. Covered by Hughes. Back to, I believe, one of the Wolf brothers. No, Bordages. The other brother combo out here. There's 3 of them somehow. Fischek with the block. And the other Lee. Back to Sheev. Lost for a second there. Mata corrals it. He looked like he was going to go for a run, but he's slowing it down just a little bit. BC might finally be slowing down. Nova Scotia seems to have some sort of set start to these free hits that they're looking for. And now we have a BC free hit. Vizinek. Back to Vizinek. He goes long, finds Robichaud. Not who he was looking for.
Colley able to grab that.
Well,
saved it from going behind the net.
Oh, flubbed there. And now I realize why I've been confused about the BC lineup is there's 2 Wilkinsons. Free hit for Nova Scotia. Actually take a free hit. Put behind the net. Being picked up by Skoda, but he loses it. Trying to figure out who for Nova Scotia has it. That's number 21, Bordages.
It's Tristan. Tristan 21, Gabriel 2. At least they went with
similar,
somewhat numbers.
Similar numbers.
Kind of like a Tristan Taylor Walsh, 15 and 55.
Yeah. Robichaud over to the far side to nobody.
No problem. No BC was getting a change in.
Yeah. Shreve back to Robichaud. Things starting to slow down just a tiny bit here. Robichaud loses it. Macaulay bails him out. Smartly holds.
Macaulay being good with those hands on balls behind the goal line, really helping out his team.
Wolf. Shot on net. Goes high and wide by Baker. One of our goal scorers. And we see that the start of that BC Fisum is making its way onto the floor with Ballhart and Prudick on the back end. Strolls floating around in the middle. Seidelman up the far wing. He puts it behind the net to Hughes. Nova Scotia comes with Ballhart thought about it. Somehow loses it. Roman comes up with the save. We got a pile of bodies in the Vancouver crease.
He might have almost wanted to take the ball off the head now after that chance that Nova Scotia got.
Prudick to Bennett to Hughes. A couple one touches here from BC. Almost had it complete, but Nova Scotia breaks it up.
Good stick there by Bailey Wolf to cut that pass off.
Prudick through to Wilkinson. Hughes with the second uncharacteristically long BC shift. Shot on net for Nova Scotia. Wilkinson finds Bennett. Bennett trying to put it across. Wilkinson comes up with it again. Down to Hughes. Hughes finds Fischek back on the far side. Into Hughes' feet. That's off Robichaud. Lee trying to control it. Wilkinson. Finds Fischek. He puts it into the corner. Bennett gives it to Hughes. Nova Scotia looking a little dogged here. Wilkinson on net, just wide.
Just fanned on it in the
Went right off right off the top of his stick there.
Yeah, Wilkinson just didn't get all of it. Perfect setup.
Lee. Shreve. Lee. Being pressured by Shaguz. Oh, good stick. Well, the other Wilkinson. Dish check to Vazanek. Shaggy to Wilkinson, who puts it off the post and saved by Macaulay. What a save. Vizanek looking for the loose ball. Macaulay comes up with it. Gives it to Shreve. Nova Scotia trying to get it out of their zone. Gerber. Lee challenged by Shaggy. Comes away with it and skies it into the zone.
On net, just over the net.
We've had a lot of these tonight, the 3 points. Both teams taking their time here.
I don't know what's better, miss wide or miss high. Because at least if you miss high, you were in the right direction. You miss wide, you weren't in the right direction.
See, I think because it's floorball and you have these lively backboards that play a serious role. It's not like hockey where if you hit the backboard, it's dead and it's behind the net, usually the other team. I think missing high and over the net is worse from a strategic and opportunistic standpoint.
Usually it's going to go out of play, which means it's going to be a turnover and a free hit for the other team.
Yeah.
So. And now a free hit for BC in a prime scoring area.
With 58 seconds, this fivesome.
Another post. Second one for BC in the last 2 minutes.
That's the first time I'll be a little critical of the refs. I thought that they should have blown the whistle and organized that free hit because there was a distance problem. Strolls gets the ball loose, but nobody's got control of it. 35 seconds left. Nova Scotia looks like they just want to get out of this period. They get the free hit. Long shot in, saved by Roman, but almost a golden opportunity.
He went open hand, and that caused the rebound to go right out front.
We've seen that a couple times tonight from a few goalies of like almost pushing the ball away like their hand's a blocker versus catching it. Check drops it for Wilkinson, but he wasn't totally paying attention, I don't think.
Well, the late back checker, Ethan Wolf there.
Oh! And
collision right in front of the Secretariat. Wilkinson goes down hard. The clock didn't start originally. I don't know if they'll take some time off here. Referees discussing what they're going to call. I think they're going to do a face-off. Yes.
You'll notice too. He's figured out that he can do it. Bennett is lining up in what hockey and soccer would call offside. A little bit of physicality. Quickly squashed by referee Mitch Brush. Another big block from BC. Hughes comes away with it with the shot. And that ends the second period.
And we're no different than we were at the end of the first. Tie game. Now it's 3-3 instead of 1-1. Both teams with a goal or 2 goals each in the period.
So we'll see what We're back for the final period of Game 3 and the final period of this evening's festivities as we bring Day 1 of Floorball Canada's national tournament to a conclusion. Currently tied 3-3 between Team Nova Scotia and Team British Columbia. Let's see what happens.
Nova Scotia outshot British Columbia 12-6 in that period and have a 19-18 shot advantage overall, but as you mentioned, 3-3 on the scoreboard.
Also, for those of you watching at home, there is no overtime. So if this game ends in a draw, that's how we end it.
No extra time until we get to the playoff round.
The physicality is definitely picking up, so we'll see how the refs handle this in the next 14 and a half minutes. Ball's loose in front, grabbed by McCauley.
Tyler Lee, who was injured in the second period, still sitting over with the therapist.
Seidelman almost fell over the boards there. Oh, what a move. Oh, he just can't finish it. That was, I believe, one of the Wolf brothers. Yes, Ethan.
Tried to go to the backhand, just couldn't control it.
Prudick up in front again. Free hit called, though he thought he was Mitch apologizes for being a little aggressive on the whistle there. He thought BC had lost their possession. Given down low to Hughes. Wilkins in front. Couldn't capitalize. Hughes again down low. McCauley catches it this time and slows things down. Robichaud over to Riley. Curry's once again. Lee. Mata into Bennett. He controls it. Shot blocked by Curry, though. Hughes puts it out. It'll be a Nova Scotia free hit. Robichaud. Leaves it for Skiers.
Ty Shreve calling out some directions. Wanted Robichaud to change.
Bennett pressuring, but not overtly. Lee thinking about going up the middle, and he does. Intercepted by Piszczek. He's just working it down. He gives it to Hughes. Hughes trying for Bennett. Runs into Shreve again. Shreve carrying it out. Going far side. Hits his own player in the back of the leg. There's been a lot of that today. Not just in this game, but the previous two. Players adjusting to a new floor. Timing's going to be slightly off. Vizicek with the interception, but it still ends up in the back end. Skoda. He finds Sheung. Vizinek again. And it's called by Shreve. Kromak putting the pressure on. Back through Nova Scotia. Definitely seeing some of the skill set of Nova Scotia here with the hands in this third period.
They're not playing with as much speed this time.
No.
Seem to dial it down a little bit.
Well, if you look at the two benches, there's about a 5-man difference. And that full court press for 2 periods from BC has probably had an effect, even on the younger Nova Scotia squad.
I was going to say, if you look at the age thing, there's a 5-year difference.
Oh. Free hit for Nova Scotia. Some confusion.
It was clearly played out by a BC player, even though it hit the ref. The ref was standing outside the court.
Took that shot like a champ. Jay Sani, a former goalie for Rexdale Lions Club back in the Canada Cup days. Back-to-back champion. Now turned blue shirt. Been very on point tonight, him and his partner Mitch. Vizinek with a fast breakout. All alone, essentially. Stopped by Sheev. Cheyenne. Shagir, sorry. Ulrich. And it's being carried out by Nova Scotia as the rest of that first line makes its way onto the floor. Shagir turns it over. Seidelman slows it down, but Nova Scotia still advancing. Prudek. Been called for a push on Wolf. Shreve to Wolf again. Stolars. Prudek. Bullhart. Prudek again. Down to Ulrich. In front for Stolars. Nova Scotia coming away with it, but it's picked by Stolars. Robichaud steps up though. Nova Scotia still has it. Bullhart chasing his man down, manages to pick his pocket. Seidelman finds Prudek on the far side in the middle for Stoles, and he makes it 4-3.
What a great setup there on the 3-on-2 for BC. Pass goes down on the right side to Prudek, and he finds Strauss right in the middle of the slot, who buries it. Not much chance for McCauley there.
And Nova Scotia is going to use the one timeout that they are allowed per game. It's 30 seconds. After being the one team to go up every opportunity there is to been to score, this is the first time they've been down this game.
BC's first lead, yep. Tomorrow morning, we kick off our coverage at 9 a.m. Nova Scotia men will be back here on the court playing Quebec men, and then at 10:30 it'll be Ontario men versus BC men. Then we get into the game one of the qualifier. Noon start, Canada against the U.S. with, as you mentioned, a spot in Malmo and a spot in the World Games in China on the line. First time the qualifier has been here in Canada since 2018 for the men's side, after playing in 2022 in Dallas, Texas for a spot. So it'll be exciting to have international floorball here back on Canadian soil.
First time you can qualify from the World Games outside of Europe, too, I believe.
Yes, the last two qualifications have come from
World Championships.
World Championships, yes.
And we're back. Oh, that's a blade. Or
It's a whole stick.
A whole stick. I was confused by what just happened. Oh, a turnover, but bailed out by McCauley. Keeping his team in this one. Robichaud trying to calm things down. Pizchek steps up, though, with the interception. McCauley again comes flying out.
Really came out and cut down the angle there.
Hughes, Bennett. I think they're trying to find Wilkinson. Robichaud to Curry. Curry. Oh, that almost went out off Robichaud, but Bennett now has it. He's got Mata. He puts it into Hughes. It's picked by Robichaud, but it's picked in turn by Pizchek. Given to, oh! The ball squeaked through McCauley, and Hughes with his long reach makes it 5-3.
He had it underneath him, and McCauley, I don't know if he just couldn't feel it, and he moved, and it came loose, and right there in the crease, able to poke it in was Hughes, and it gives BC a 2-goal lead, the first time we've seen a team being able to extend their lead by more than a goal tonight.
Also the first goals not scored by the top fivesome for this team. Lee, shot on net, grabbed by Roman. He controls it, then goes for the bounce pass. Another excellent toss. He finds Wilkinson, but Shreve is up to the task. He hands it off to Bailey. Roman grabs the bouncing ball.
And he might have got his hand hit by a stick as he's shaking it out.
Almost a hazard of the job. Bouncing ball, whacking sticks, sticking your hands into fire, so to speak. Picked off by Nova Scotia, but we have a stick infraction.
Yeah, advantage to BC, and it seemed like a while ago, but they blew it down. .8:43 to go here in the third period. Nova Scotia's got to make a push here.
It'd be interesting to see if Nova Scotia feels the need to pull their goalie with the game being this close. Put in deep by Ulrich. tries to use his feet to stop it. Seidelman battling for it. Ends up down with Shree, but he's got Strolls on him. They go to the boards. Strolls on it now. He's got Lee back on him. Ulrich is alone in the corner here, which is what I think they wanted. Oh.
BC going for a change. I don't know if they set that ball up or not. Oh, it's got to go down in the corner anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because if you set the ball in floorball, you have to play it right away.
Yeah. Wilkinson to Bennett. Off the free hit, down to Hughes. Almost the exact same setup there attempted as the goal. Race for the ball. Roman's able to reach out, stay in his crease and grab it. Kills the threat. Goes for another long goalie free hit. This one bounces away from Hughes. He's been pretty spot on with his aim, though. He hasn't missed anybody yet.
I'm pretty close to a couple assists as well.
Yeah. Oh, we've got a slash on Pizczek. Nothing serious, just was a little late to make contact. We've yet to see a major infraction. We've had the head contact, or the hand contact, sorry, but we have yet to have like penalty, I would say. Shot went wide there by Kerrigan. Pizczek comes out with it. No, it's actually Bailey. Lee misses. Bennett fires it down. Shreve is back alone. Thinks he's got someone on him, but he's actually all alone. Now he's got Hughes in front of him. Gives it to Lee, but it bounces off his leg. Hugh comes away with it. Shagir's in front, but they can't find him. Nova Scotia. Curry somehow ends up on the floor. I don't know what happened there. Vizinek fires it down. That was almost too many men for BC. Robichaud being chased by one of the Wilkinsons. Gives it away to him. He almost finds Shagir. Twice. BC backing up with it now. 6.5 left, picked by Nova Scotia. Lee being chased down by Shagir. Curry in the corner. Vizinek using his big size and width to his advantage. He finds Skoda, but Curry's on him fast. Gets the ball in front, but nobody's there but Shagir. He puts it into the middle. Robichaud into the corner by himself. Shagir comes away with it from him. He's down low. He's looking for a shot. Ends up on his back. And that's going to be a BC free hit.
BC holding on to this 2-goal lead, not letting Nova Scotia get a lot of chances.
And the first Fifesome is back out here. Ulrich with the shot wide. Seidelman reaching for it. Strolls comes away with it. Lee trying to take it off him. Curry's in there too. Pruditz. Ahead to Ulrich. Ulrich back to Pruditz. Over to Bullhart. These two have switched sides. Haven't seen that all game actually. Be interesting to see if they stay. Ulrich working the corner. He's got advantage.
McMillan tried to play some tough D on him, but got the stick in.
All right, let's see what the BC squad does with a free hit out of the corner here, because I don't think they've had one yet. Tries to find Strollers in the middle. Goes by him. Pruditz is beaten. But he's Strolls and Pruditz very quick back. And now Strolls with Seidelman. Strolls hits McCauley in the chest. Strolls on the chaser. Oh, admits his foul. And looks like he's going to go make a line change as penance. Hughes comes up with it. Back to Wilkinson. He puts it into the Secretariat. Hope everybody's okay down there.
Heard it hit something solid.
Free hit taken. Lee with it. Looking for the long pass. Goes all the way through. Wolf beats Pizczek to it. Fires it back. One of the Berdages gets called for a stick infraction. Wilkinson finds Mata. And with 4.5 left, I can't see BC being too adventurous.
Did you win the 50-50, Carl? We're just
No.
getting the number announced, and we're all checking our tickets up here in the press box. Maybe we don't have to come to work tomorrow if we want. Could be.
I need that number to have a few zeros at the end of it for that to happen. BC seems confused about why this free hit was called. Mata being super aggressive on the forecheck here. Oh, Michigan tried. Hits the post. Ball is still loose, and it's going to be a BC free hit.
Tommy McQueen tries the Michigan.
Lightning McQueen, ka-chow.
These guys, I tell you, when we were in Iceland, they were practicing all the time, and they would be trying to do that. So not a bad idea. As the goalie didn't expect that, I'm sure.
Well, it almost makes more sense than in ice hockey because you have a little bit of a pocket in your stick anyways. And if you do it smoothly enough, there's no defending it because, again, unlike in ice hockey, I can't come in and just slash your stick or blow you up. I have to hope that you miss or the goalie stops it. 3:34, 5-3. McCauley still in net for Nova Scotia.
Keep an eye to see how long he's in there. Nova Scotia's got to keep control as they just gave it away there.
Shagir coming down. He puts it on net. McCauley grabs it. Wolf lost his stick there for a second. For those of you new to floorball, a 2-goal deficit is like a 1-goal deficit in hockey. Anything can happen very quickly, and it doesn't take long.
Well, we saw that earlier in the game when BC answered with a goal 20 seconds after Nova Scotia had taken the lead. So goals can come very quickly.
And it didn't even feel like 20 seconds. It felt like 3.
Yeah.
Here comes Ulrich to Strohs. Just a little too far ahead. Nova Scotia is starting to look like they know they've only got so much time. Lee. Pushed ahead. Bolhart steps up though. Ulrich again. Finds Frudik, who spent the first half of the game not coming before half, and the second half in the other team's half. Strolls down low with 2 defenders on him. Doesn't seem to bother him all that much. Lee making his way forward. Chips it up, but doesn't get all of it. And now Seidelman has it. Hughes was tied up. Bolhart holds it down. Curry with it, but he's got Bennett on him. Makes a move. Too much of a move almost. Ball still in. Wilkinson with the big old bear hug on Curry.
Curry no worse for wear though after taking a board in the midsection.
It's also important to remind everybody that we don't have a timeout left for Nova Scotia.
Good point. Yes, they used theirs earlier when BC took the first lead. So
they've got 1:40 of semi-organized chaos, so to speak, making it work on the fly to try and score 2 goals.
That one just went wide. That would have helped.
Fizcheck back to Mata. I don't imagine seeing those two change off in the last minute and a half as they've been kind of the stalwart defensively for BC. Hughes comes away with it in the Nova Scotian corner. Robichaud's on him. Fizcheck with an unusual wander down to the offensive end. It's just hanging out in the corner, back to Mata. And he fires it back down into Hughes. And this is exactly what BC wants. Minute left now.
But like you mentioned earlier, Carl, if you have a 2-goal lead in floorball, if you can just pass the ball around and hang on to it, you can kill off a lot of time, and that's what BC seems to be doing here. No interest in shooting, just keeping control of the ball, keeping it away from Nova Scotia, not allowing them to pull their goalie and get any offensive opportunity.
Considering if that play that just happened with Wilkinson in the corner had happened 10 minutes ago, he would have walked out into the net and tried to score, but instead he decided to keep it in the corner.
Yep. Free
Nova
hit for
Scotia
Nova
has a
Scotia.
free hit here. This is it. Let's see if McCauley, he's asking.
Yeah. He's not getting the call.
Looks like they're going to stay. And again, another lost opportunity to time. Another Nova Scotia free hit. Now they're just shooting. Makes sense. Only 22 seconds left. Rover shot back. Oh, what a goal! And we have a game, ladies and gentlemen.
How did Tommy McQueen get that wide open? Without, if he was the extra guy, I could see it, but 5-on-5, how is he wide open like that? And he buried the one-timer.
Lightning McQueen, ka-chow.
So now Nova Scotia down a goal with 19 seconds left. If they can win this
face off and control it,
get the goalie out right away, get the extra player.
I'm over here being stand. Nova Scotia crowd is back into it behind their boys. BC is being completely defensive. No goalie pulled. Looks like Nova Scotia's just playing it safe. I'm going to try and do this the old-fashioned way. With 7 seconds left and a BC free hit, keep you flying back into the net anyways. And it looks like BC is going to be able to use this to their advantage and successfully wind out the last 3 seconds.
Oh.
And a penalty for distance.
But it's not going to matter as BC holds on and picks up the W here with a 5-4 win. Very entertaining game to close out the night.
Very entertaining game. Does that count as a come-from-behind win?
I guess since they never had the lead until they did to win the game. So BC moves into a tie with Ontario at first place with a 1 win, 0 losses. Nova Scotia falls to 0-1 and is tied with Quebec with
so that's
an
a big
0-1
game.
record.
That's a big game to start tomorrow morning.
All the games are big in this. When you only play 3 round robin games with top 2 going to the final, wins are at a premium. So, but Nova Scotia played very well, and they're
nothing to be ashamed about.
And they get 2 players back tomorrow, and hopefully Tyler Lee, who's still looking out with an injury, hopefully overnight he can get better and be ready to go tomorrow. 14 Nova Scotia.
And player games, Team British Columbia, number 22, Igor South.
Both players, number 22.
Good number.
All right, good night, everybody, for the game here tonight.
So Carl closes out our first day of floorball here at TMU, and a very exciting day tomorrow, starting off at 9 o'clock with Nova Scotia versus Quebec.
And we'll be back, the two of us especially, will be back for the qualifying games. So mark your calendars, folks. And with that,